Hello everyone. Today we are going to start with a new topic, that is strategic evaluation and control. Okay. So far we have seen what is the strategy formulation, what is strategy implementation, and now the last stage of strategic management process is strategic evaluation and control. If you remember, what was organization doing in the beginning? It was setting up some it was it was setting up the objectives. After that, it was making some plans. Plans were nothing but it is a formulation of strategy to achieve those objectives. And then further it was leading to the implementation. So when it was implementing, before that it was making some structural changes or behavioral changes, whatever, wherever it was required. After making those behavioral changes and structural changes, those strategies were getting implemented. So after that, once you are implemented, so don't you think that you need to know that whatever you have implemented, whether you are going in line with the objectives or not. So whatever implementation is done through the strategy, then organization tries to check whether the objectives have been achieved through those strategies or not. If those strategies were able to help you in achieving the set objectives and goals of the organization, that means you are going in the right direction. But somewhere if you feel no, there is some gap, the strategies which you had formulated and the way it has been implemented, it is not letting you achieve the desired objectives or desired goals, then you need to take some corrective action. So this is your evaluation and control part. So basically evaluation and control can be defined as a process of determining the effectiveness of a given strategy in achieving the organizational objectives and taking corrective actions wherever required. So in this definition, we see two important things. First one is it determines the effectiveness of a given strategy. That means whatever strategy you had adopted, as I told you, whether it is in line with your set objectives or not. The other thing is, if somewhere it is found that it is not compatible or it is not leading you towards your goals, then you need to take some corrective action so that you match the strategy with your objectives and goals. So strategic evaluation control consists of effectiveness of a given strategy and the taking the corrective actions. Okay. So now what happens in front of us? Why it is required? First of all, let's try to understand this. Strategic evaluation and control is a way, basically in simple words, it is a technique, it is a tool, or it is a way to judge whether the strategy which you formulated has been successful or it has been a failure, right? So this is the way. After setting up through this phase, through this stage only, you get to know whether whatever you had set, it has been successful or it has been not successful, right? So in the end, we get to know strategic evaluation and control is must, because without it the organization will never know whether the strategy adopted was right or wrong, isn't it? If we don't know, we don't have a measurement, we don't have a yardstick, then how would we know if we are not doing any evaluation and control that whatever we had set, whatever we had formulated, it was a right strategy or not, it was a wrong strategy? Suppose if it is a right strategy, so that means presently you are going correct. Secondly, it forms a base for your future strategies. And if it is a wrong strategy which you have been adopted, so damage has already been done, that cannot be changed. But future में हम ऐसा कुछ ना repeat करें, तो then you can take the corrective actions, right? So if strategic evaluation or control is not there, then what will happen? You will be unaware of your present, you don't know what is going on, how it is going on, right? Secondly, आपका फ्यूचर जो स्ट्रेटेजीज हैं उसको it cannot be formed as a base for that. You cannot make your future strategy on the basis of the present strategies. The second thing is what happens, see, mostly organizations, they reward their employees, right? And they try to motivate them by giving these rewards. So for giving these rewards, there has to be some measurement system, right? आप किसी चीज से तो कुछ तो measure करेंगे ना, कि on that basis you will decide कि yeah, this employee is doing good, so we need to reward him, and this employee's performance is better than the other one. So there has to be some measurement system. That measurement system is nothing but it is your evaluation, strategic evaluation and control. Okay. After that, when we are seeing this, it faces in front of us two questions, two set of questions, you can say. See, first set of questions talk about, are the premises made during strategy formulation providing to be correct? When we are formulating a strategy, हम लोग, premises means here assumptions, हम अपनी assumptions लेके चलते हैं, be it regarding internal environment or be it regarding external environment. So whether those assumptions जो हमने consider की थी during the time of formulation of strategy, those have been proven wrong or right, first of all. Second, is the strategy guiding the organization towards its intended objective? कि strategy हमें, is it leading us towards that goals, our desired goals? Are the organization and its managers doing things which ought to be done? क्या organization के जो managers हैं, they are doing the same things which we had expected them to do, right? Or what they are supposed to do? Is there a need to change and reformulate the strategy? Or is your strategy going as per the desired path, or you need to make some modifications in the strategy, right? So this is your first set of questions. Now moving on to the second set of questions, it says, how is the organization performing? How is your organization doing? Are the time schedules being adhered to? टाइम स्केड्यूल्स बीइंग एडेड टू, कि जो हमने टाइम अलॉट किया था, टाइम बाउंड जो थी टास्क व्हिच वर टू बी फुलफिल्ड, have they been done according to or within that stipulated time? Are the resources being utilized properly? Resources का properly utilized हुआ? What needs to be done to ensure that resources are utilized properly and objectives are met? Or if resources are not getting fully utilized, then what you need to change? So basically what you see here, first set of question is related to your, you know, strategy formulation part. Okay, because जो assumption आपने formulation के time में ली थी, strategies कितनी, whether your strategy is right or wrong. But the second set of question focuses on the, it highlights the implementation part of the strategy, right? So this first part talks about, where we are talking about what is the strategy, how it is doing, whether strategy was good or bad, that is related to the your strategic control. We call it strategic control. And the second set, it talks about the implementation part. This is known as the operational level control, right? So in basically strategic evaluation and control, it has two kinds of controls. It is bifurcated into two heads. First is your strategic level control, and the second one is operational level control, right? So let's see them further. Before moving on to the now strategic control and the operational level control, let's try to understand the importance of strategic evaluation and control. First of all, see, job is divided, be it any organization. Every job or the total task, total activities of an organization are divided into very subparts, right? They segregate, they do the division of work. सबको अपना अपना task दे दिया जाता है, job allotment हो जाती है. Then how I'm doing the work which has been allotted to me? I'm doing best of my work in my sense, right? But I'm not concerned कि मेरा काम दूसरों के काम को कैसे impact कर रहा है. हो सकता है कि I'm doing best from my side, but it might be having some negative impact on other person's work. So that part, so what happens, you know, this allotment in different jobs, and then I should not be only concerned individually, because I'm working for an organization, I'm working towards organizational goals and objectives. So what I should be doing, this is the responsibility of the manager or the supervisor, that they see कि मैं individually भी अपना work अच्छा कर रही हूँ, and it should not affect other person's work as well. You getting my point? So that leads to the importance of, it brings up the importance of coordination in an organization, because coordination is very important in an organization. कि सबका coordination इकट्ठा चले, then only it can achieve. You getting my point? Otherwise what will happen, implementation part, when it comes to, it will be broken. There'll be many departments, there'll be many SBUs, or so that manager need to check whether all the departments, all the functional departments, all the SBUs, whether they are working in sync or not. They should be synchronized, they should be coordinated properly, right? Then next comes need for feedback and appraisal and reward. That means how I'm doing, that feedback is to be gone. As I said to you earlier also, that when employees are to be motivated or rewarded, before that their work or their performance is to be measured. For measuring their performance, उनका feedback लेने के लिए, उनको appraise करने के लिए, and then on the basis of their performance or their job appraisal, they are to be rewarded. For that purpose also you need strategic evaluation and control, right? Then moving on to the third point, check on the validity of strategic choice. See what happened in the beginning, if you remember, when we were formulating the strategy, क्या हो रहा था हमारे पास? There were many alternatives available to us. There were 2-3 alternatives available to us. We had to pick best out of those, isn't it? So when we had to pick best out of those two, we chose, suppose there were 3 alternatives, 3 choices between in front of us, and out of those 3 we picked up one. When we picked up one, so we need to check also then कि हमने जो जिस choice को choose किया था, the strategic choice which we made, it gave a, well, it validates it that it was the correct decision and it was the correct choice. कि हमने जो choose किया था, that was the best strategic choice we could make, right? Then next comes congruence between decisions and intended strategy. That means congruence means merging together something which is congruent to each other, which is suitable or kind of merging together. Match जब करता है, merge जब करता है, that is congruence. कि there should be a best merging between the decisions and the intended strategies. Generally in an organization, all the decisions are already predefined. Strategies are already made, big decisions are already taken. But sometimes small, when implementation part comes, still some decisions are left on the head of the managers. तो managers को जो छोटे छोटे decision लेने पड़ते हैं, they can decide कि किसको ये job दें, किसको ना दें, फिर वो job में कुछ changes करने हैं, या they have to transfer the employees from one department to another department. Sometimes these small ground level decisions are to be taken by the managers. So we have to see कि वो जो small level के managers जो decisions ले रहे हैं, they should also be a good match between the those decisions and the intended strategy. ऐसा ना हो कि वो कोई ऐसा decision ले ले which is contradictory to our intended strategy, right? Then next is successful culmination of the strategic management process. कि जो हमारा strategic management process है, whether how successful it has been, हमने उसको सक्सेसफुली उसे इम्प्लीमेंट किया है, सारा प्रोसेस फॉलो किया है या नहीं किया है. स्ट्रेटेजिक मैनेजमेंट प्रोसेस हमें कुछ आउटकम दे रहा है या नहीं दे रहा है, हाउ नाइसली और हाउ सक्सेसफुल इट हैज बीन. नेक्स्ट इज क्रिएटिंग इनपुट्स फॉर न्यू स्ट्रेटेजिक प्लानिंग. दैट मीन्स इट क्रिएट्स अ बेस फॉर न्यू स्ट्रेटेजिक प्लानिंग. Whatever you have been implementing right now, it gives the inputs On the basis of what? You do the future planning. Now let's talk about the participants in strategic evaluation. When we talk about the participants in strategic evaluation, these means the parties who are interested or who are involved in the strategic management process. Basically, see, there are two kinds of organizations: private organization and the public organization. Private organization has shareholders, board of directors, chief executives, SBUs, financial controller, audit, corporate. Whoever is directly or indirectly related in an organization becomes a party or the participant in the strategic evaluation and control. Okay. But in public organization, generally the role is played by the government. So these shareholders, when we are talking about, just a second, shareholders, okay, these other auditors, executive committees, planning staff, these are kind of passive participants. Why these are passive participants? Because shareholders are there in, you know, big number. So big number, that means they don't have that much of power or that much of authority that they can make some changes in the strategies until unless it is a majority shareholder. And generally what happens, companies, they appoint board of directors and chief executives. Board of directors and chief executives. So board of directors means, in mostly organizations, board of directors have the full power. Okay, they are the only one who decide, who formulate, and who takes all kinds of decisions on the strategy level. And chief executives are the CEOs. In small organization, chief executives play important role because they are only the owner, or they are only the manager, or you know, controller of the organization. But in case of large scale organization, they work by the, they follow the management by exceptions. That means कि वो generally जो running है organization की, they don't get involved in that until unless it is a very crucial matter or it is a matter of utmost importance. Then only CEOs will get involved in that. So they follow management by exception, but board of directors look at the overall running of the organization. Now the middle level managers, or you SBU or profit center head, means your manager level staff, manager level heads. So SBU profit center heads क्या करते हैं? They are interested in कि how their particular SBU is performing, right? They make a control, they see the overall running of the SBUs. And middle level managers, they might be your functional department managers, जो आपका finance में जो काम हो रहा है, whether it is going as per the strategy which finance department has adopted, वो in line है या नहीं है, marketing department ने जो मैं strategy adopt की है वो in line है या नहीं है, right? So generally what happens, although CEOs or board of directors, they don't report to anyone, but sometimes CEOs are asked to report to board of directors. Then what happens? See, the CEO of a company is also generally appointed by the board of directors, right? So कोई strategy implement हुई है, if it has been successful or it has been failure, that thing will come on the head of CEO. So that means अगर वो strategy आपकी successful हुई है, then your CEO is given the credit for that. But in case that strategy fails, then board of director might decide कि CEO ने अच्छी strategy नहीं formulate की, नहीं adopt की, that's why it led to the so much of loss in the organization. Then board of directors have the authority to remove them also. But then also it depends कि board of directors के पास full power है या नहीं है. Sometimes क्या होता है कि उनके powerful उनको दी नहीं जाती है. जो आपका CEO है उसके small companies में generally वो just for the namesake they appoint the directors, but the control is kept by the CEO only. Secondly, अगर कोई MNC company है उसकी subsidiary है, so what would happen? Board of directors cannot make their own strategies. They'll have to follow the जो headquarter में जो strategies adopt की हैं, they tell them, they convey to the subsidiary board of directors and they have to adopt the same. So they don't have much that. Otherwise, generally board of directors are taken as major players in an organization, right? So when we are at the financial controller, then financial institutions जो हैं या financial controller, you can say they also play an important role. क्यों? They are interested कि strategy के valuation control क्या हो रहा है, उन्होंने क्या क्या strategies adopt की हैं, फिर वो strategies properly, whether it is leading to some result or not, because on that basis they decide the financial ability of the company, right? Audit, executive committees. So these are some of the parties which are always interested in doing the strategic evaluation and control. Then comes the barriers in evaluation. Okay, we know why it is important, who all are interested in strategic evaluation and control. So let's talk about the barriers in evaluation. First is limits of control, or you can say locus of control. Locus of control means how much control an organization top level has on its department or on its working at all levels of organization, right? So that is means कि अगर sometimes what happens, अगर आपका locus of control it is too rigid or it is centralized, तो सब कुछ आपके थ्रू ही आ रहा है डिपार्टमेंट में. So employees को, managers को, their creativity, their innovativeness, that can be suppressed. कि उनको मालूम है they cannot take their own decisions, they cannot try something new, कि in case it goes wrong, then it will come on your head. Getting? So that is the, if you have so much of control. But the opposite of that is, in case you leave it lenient, you make it loose, your locus of control, then there might be, chaos in the organization. It is not properly systemized, or it is not properly coordinated, because you don't have one particular locus of control. So this is one of the barriers. Another one is difficulties in measurement. Difficulties in measurement means, there are many techniques which we use. Techniques in the sense, some evaluation techniques are there which we'll be covering in the coming classes. So those evaluation techniques की सबकी demerits है. जो demerits हैं, that lead to the difficulties in measurement, that everything cannot be measured nicely, right? Next is resistance to evaluation. It is a human tendency that nobody likes to be appraised or nobody likes to be evaluated. I don't want anybody to sit here and evaluate me, or for same thing goes for you guys, right? So what happens, there is this tendency prevails universally that no human being likes to be evaluated. So what happens in the organization when they try to evaluate the performance, or they try to measure the things, then there is a resistance, there is a protest from the employee side. They do not want it to happen. So they resist, no, nothing should be done like this. We don't want to be evaluated or assessed, right? The next is short-termism. Short-termism in the sense, we are formulating a strategy, we are implementing, and then we are trying to evaluate it. But generally this evaluation is done for short term. So when it is done for short term, we are measuring the short term measurement goals are there. So when we are, doing for the short term, then companies are looking for a very small span of time, which leads to the problem for the future. So they should be evaluating by taking into consideration the long period. The last one is relying on efficiency versus effectiveness. Now, what is efficiency and what is effectiveness? In very simple words, effectiveness is doing right things, and efficiency is doing the things right. In the sense कि effectiveness कोई भी काम हम जो कर रहे हैं, हम जो ठीक काम कर रहे हैं, that is effectiveness. But उसी काम को अगर ठीक से करना है, that is your efficiency. So what happens? Suppose जो effectiveness से one employee is doing a work, he has taken up a right job which is in line with the objectives and goals, right? But वो इतना उसको डिले और इतना उसको टाइम आउट ऑफ टाइम कर रहा है और इतने रिसोर्सेज वेस्ट कर रहा है, एंड देयर इज अदर पर्सन कि जो एकदम डायरेक्टली रिलेटेड नहीं है काम, बट इनडायरेक्टली रिलेटेड है, बट उस काम को बहुत एफिशिएंटली कर रहा है. ही इज यूजिंग द मिनिमम टाइम, ही इज यूजिंग द मिनिमम रिसोर्सेज. So it becomes difficult in for companies in such a situation whether to go for efficiency or whether to go for effectiveness. Although the best organization or the best manager is that who tries to maintain a balance between the two. They should try to look for a trade-off between the two, right? So efficiency and effectiveness are the two sides of the coin. You can generally get one out of these two, but you should try to make a trade-off between these two. So in such situation also, these are some of the hindrances which are faced by the manager while performing the strategic evaluation and control. So basically the strategic evaluation part which we are saying, this strategic evaluation is your assessing part, okay? And the control part is taking up the corrective action, okay? So on the basis of the evaluation feedback, whatever they are receiving, if some discrepancy is found, some gap is found between the intended or set goals and the actual goals, then to fill that gap, the corrective measures or the corrective action which is to be taken, that forms your part of controlling, right? So strategic evaluation control, as the name suggests, it is divided into two parts. So that's all for today. In the next class, we'll be talking about the strategic evaluation and the operational control. Okay. Any questions from your side? You can ask me now if you have some queries.